That's an interesting twist, isn't it, Dr. Howard? Because in our culture, in Jamaican culture, we do not praise women for that.
They do. Or they'll say if it's the opposite, then
Right.
like city boys is up.
Hey guys, it's Blair Milan and welcome back to It Is What It Is JA. This episode is sponsored by Boss Destination, Irie Beanz Coffee, Ultra Petroleum, the Striker Bunny Lee Museum, and Karmen's Collection. Today we'll be discussing, is the culture leading to more toxic relationships? And today I have with me the legendary Dr. Dennis Howard, ethnomusicologist, lecturer, and coordinator of the ESEM program at the University of the West Indies. And for those who don't know, ESEM is Entertainment Cultural Enterprise Management. And your girl Toya, which is a hospitality manager. Thank you for being here with me today, guys. So let's just jump right into it. As the question states, is culture leading to more toxic relationships? So I want your take from a US standpoint or an American standpoint. Do you think that the music, or not just necessarily music, but, a culture as a whole has affected, has caused or led to toxic relationships?
Absolutely. And I say that because in our culture, we have this saying, like, if there's any toxicity in a relationship, it's almost like you're praised for it. There is this rap culture that we have, like, they'll say, like, city girls is up. So what that means is...
No, repeat that.
City girls is up.
City girls.
Yes.
Okay, it's up. Okay, what does that mean?
What that means is, let's say if you're in a relationship and the woman like cheats on the man or takes his money or uses him in that aspect, then you're being praised for that. So you're being praised. So that's what the saying is.
So they're praising this woman for doing that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an interesting twist, isn't it, Dr. Howard? Because in our culture, in Jamaican culture, we do not praise women for that.
They do. Or they'll say if it's the opposite, then like city boys is up for the men. And that comes from our music. So they rap about these things. The women are singing about these things. And it's now creating this toxic relationship culture where now everyone's trying to basically one up
each other instead of just trying to come together,
love each other
and build together. Wow. Dr. Howard?
Well, as you're saying, it's culture. Culture is the way of life of our people. So culture is the interaction between everybody in the society, how human beings interact with each other, how they interact with institutions and stuff. Right. And then, of course, music is a big part of our culture, and dancehall culture promotes a lot of negativity. A lot. I call it now, the new trend is what I call gloom sound, because it's gloomy.
Right.
It's all about, mayhem, torture, betrayal, that sort of thing. And of course, the misogyny against women.
Yes.
That's rampant.
Yeah.
So and also there is a freedom amongst our female entertainers and female to say that they're living their best life. They can do what they want. They are more open. They are more open with their sexuality. And we see this coming through in the music videos. We see it coming through the way people are dressing, the independent, strong woman kind of vibe. And that can lead to a kind of real toxic kind of relationship.
Right.
The men feeling kind of marginalized and emasculated.
Right.
And the fighting back between the two sexes can cause a lot of problems in relationship. And it comes across in the music, it comes across in the fashion, it comes across in the institutions, even the church.
Right.
This kind of, toxic kind of behavior continues with relationships, even in schools, churches, all kind of different institutions.
Wow. Look at that. Right. So you're literally seeing both sides. It's almost like flipped.
Right.
It's, I didn't even know that what you were saying about city girls. That's actually quite shocking to hear that, they promote that and they're praising that. And instead of us trying to find ways to actually have loving relationships, we're fighting each other now, as Dr. Howard
I
said.
think there's a similarity in what is happening in Jamaica.
Right.
But it's manifested in a different way.
Yeah.
It's manifested in the independent, strong
Woman.
and listen, the notion that my hair costs a lot of money, makeup costs a lot of money.
And I think of myself for you.
You
So you better pay for
You
it.
better pay for it. So it's the same kind of mentality.
Right.
And then they have the men who thinks that I'm a sweet boy. And the girl that must love them, and also that the women must support them.
Right.
It's-
That's a little crazy.
yeah.
And I'm trying to understand where that developed, where men now, as you said, they're in their soft man era, where, women are talking out against it and saying there are men that want to literally be women. They want you to take care of them and, the same thing, like, spoil them and make sure, take them for dinner and all these things. And nothing is wrong. You be in a relationship with a man,
But the
you're taking him,
expectation.
but the expectation that this is how a man treats a woman should treat the man the same way. Because as far back as we know, it's men are the providers. Men are the ones that are supposed to be the protectors and, make sure that they go out and they get the bread. Not saying a woman can't go and get her bread too, but you know what I mean? It's most men feel like if I'm not doing this, I'm not a man. And nothing is wrong to say if, you go 50-50 or whatever it is. But the reality is, and society, it's as far back as the Bible, men are the breadwinners.
I blame consumerism and celebrity culture.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to have the finer things in life, and sometimes they don't care how they get it. So the scamming, sexuality,
Right.
of all different shapes, sizes, and hue.
Yeah.
And so people are more individualistic, and they have to get the success, and they have to
At any cost.
at any cost. And so men now are not assuming the kind of traditional roles,
Right.
as provider, as protector, and all of that.
Right.
And the women are not comfortable
Right.
or satisfied with being somebody that is kept on,
Right.
taken care of. And so when the egos clash in a relationship,
Because toxicity.
the toxic thing come out there.
Yeah.
And this notion of I have always been against this, where women will tell you that they can take care of their kids
Okay.
by themselves, and not realizing that they're doing a disservice to the kid.
Right.
Because you can't teach, you can demonstrate to a boy how to urinate.
Right.
You can only instruct him.
Right.
A man can demonstrate. And most people, what they do is they learn from imitation. And that's just a simple situation.
Children learn from imitation.
That's a situation. So what I'm saying is that you need the male energy, you need the female energy.
Agreed.
And when women give men the excuse to say, I don't need you in my life.
I'm giving you an
now.
out.
You're giving an out, which is a bad thing.
Yeah.
And it causes toxic relationship too. Because when kids
Grow up
grow up, even female kids grow up
without a father.
without a father, without the energy of the male and the female.
And understanding what that role is.
And remember too, some fathers grow the kids to you.
Right.
And so
Without the mother.
without the mother. So a young girl growing without a father, without a mother, she lose that motherly touch or the experience that she need to have. And so she can be perceived as very strong, and in a relationship, they have a problem. I can tell you from my sisters, they grew up with me as the bigger brother, and they grew up with my father. They don't take shit from anybody.
Right. Right.
Because of that kind of orientation. Them get beat up and rough up because of the big brother thing. So you don't take
You don't take permissions from nobody. And that's an environment I grew up in.
Mhm.
I had my father there, I had my older brothers, my older cousins, males. And same thing, I get rough up and I get beat up because I wanted to be one of the boys. And I'm sorry, I'm going to show you, whatever. So and that's probably why I have a strong personality, but I do believe that men should be men and women should be women. So, and this question is for both of you. Does pop lyrics contribute to the mindsets of how men treat women in relationships?
Absolutely. And I think that starts with just the way that the music promotes it promotes like the toxicity in relationships just by the things that they are saying. So they're saying things like, oh, when, so for an example, like when women are rapping or whatever, they're rapping about, taking men for their money or making sure that you look a certain way. They're promoting like the surgery bodies,
Right.
to
BBLs.
the BBLs, girl. Yes, the BBLs, and the tummy tucks to attract a certain type of man. And, if you look this way, you do these things, and men are going to spend this money on you and buy these Lamborghinis and put you in a house and all these things. And then it's like when you do it, you may end up with a man that is abusive. He may give you all these things.
But what
now
comes with it?
Now you're
don't
being cheated on, and now, you're competing with other women. Now your self-esteem is broken down and you lose your self of respect or your identity. So now you don't even have an identity anymore.
Right.
And that is how deep the lyrics of this music ends up penetrating individuals and bringing them down to nothing and not realizing that the music is promoting that toxicity and you're now
Especially
believing
for young girls.
exactly
Coming up, seeing
our teenagers
and feeling like, I need to go and do a BBL. I need to go get my boobs done by the time I'm 18. I need to go and get a BBL. I need to go get my lips pumped,
Right. You have 14-year-olds that are caring so much about
doing it. It's insane.
It is, and insecure about their body. It's like you're 14. What, like,
you don't grow yet? Like, you have not hit puberty properly yet?
Exactly.
Like, you're still changing up to even 21.
Mm-hmm. But
like,
that
your
comes
body is always changing.
Exactly. And that comes from like social media as well. So it's crazy.
I think social media is one of the biggest problems that we have. And I keep saying to people, don't look on social media and be like, I want that.
Right.
Because you don't know what that person did to get there. You don't know what that person is even going through. They may look happy on the surface. You don't know what's happening behind closed doors. Not everybody's going to come on social media and cry. Not everybody's going to say, this is what's happening to me right now. They're going to put the nice stuff.
Yeah. It's the manipulation of capitalism.
Right.
It's all about money. And social media is there to make money.
Right.
Instagrams, the
TikToks,
TikTok,
YouTube,
making money. And we're caught up in the celebrity culture moment in time. I don't know when it will end.
Right.
It maybe never end, but it causes all of the psychological issues and the toxicity that we see in a relationship. And it's just a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to be conscious enough to take yourself
away
out of it. But it's very difficult.
Yeah. Because it's everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's everywhere you turn.
And it's control. The rappers all would want to do something else. And female rappers and female R&B singers who would want to do something else, they're not going to get the chance.
Right.
They have to be highly sexualized. If you look at Cesar, you look at Cardi B, all of these people. One of the reasons why maybe Rihanna don't do any more music is because of that. She don't need to.
Right.
But because of the hypersexual
you have to be
vibe that you have to be.
To be.
But even Beyonce is a similar situation.
Yeah.
Rappers who are going to talk about consciousness like Karmen and all of these old time DJs. They're not who gonna give
listen to them.
Nobody.
Why don't listen to them? Similar situation with Jamaican music. Because I think we're past the dancehall stage.
Right.
And so the music is imitating what they see in terms of sound and what they're hearing from the rappers.
Right.
So they're talking about personal anguish, darkness in terms of phobia, scamming in
Right.
terms of the usual gun lyrics,
Mhm.
and of course, you beat down the woman.
Yeah.
There's a song by a particular DJ where there's one song that a DJ, in the video, him out incinerating the girl mouth.
What?
Yeah. There's another one that
I don't even watch music videos anymore.
Girl.
the girl is being urinated on
Oh, wow.
In the video?
in the video.
This is on TV? Or it's on YouTube?
On YouTube. You know, this is the type of thing that
Oh.
is going on. And then
That sounds very similar to a story we've been hearing recently.
Yes.
there's a trend. There's a trend right now on TikTok where they started like with the preamble of here I am listening Jamaican music or dancehall music and waiting for it to say something inappropriate. And as the song starts,
Wow.
is something about suck out this
Right,
or
right.
stab out that, and it ends there.
Right.
So there is this trend of these.
I saw it. I
Really?
saw it. And that's so bad.
Mhm.
That literally, that's what we're known for. It's so bad. Like you can't pick up a song and say, yeah, this is a Jamaican song without you wondering or thinking, as you say,
gonna-
them saying this, bend over this and spread out that and
Mhm.
all these things. It's insane.
But this is not to say that we don't have good music.
I know we do, but
know,
you're not hearing
It's
that.
not like
and nobody,
as
when you go in a night,
Yeah.
nobody wants to hear,
Yeah.
That.
you know, that. No Celine Dion.
Or
no,
Bear's Heaven.
you know, whatever you want to hear, side chick.
You know.
And the still at the, you know, all the lewdness, the hit and run.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's all you want to hear. Nothing else. And the funny part too is that, you know, you'll hear the lyrics because I'm guilty of it. I'll hear the lyrics and I'm like, this is not a good song, but it's so catchy. So
Right.
I'm going, and you catch yourself and you're like, oh my God, why am I singing this song? Like this, I do not agree with
Right.
this. And you know, there's a dance, I can't remember, but you know, when they said like the rifle walk and whatever.
Mhm.
Well, that's one thing I refuse to do because I'm like, you're really promoting violence.
Right.
So that's one thing I'm like, when them doing those dances or whatever, although I know that kind of old, you know, like outdated now, but there's newer dances. But I'm just saying, every time they would do that, I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing
Yeah.
that. You know, so it's really sad.
Yeah, and I guess that's sometimes a lot of people will like to want to pinpoint that it is the music that is causing the problem. It's not.
It's not the music.
The choice.
It's a breakdown in
Right,
the society.
yeah.
It's the lack of identity and the lack of who we are. The institutions are failing. The
Right.
politicians are failing.
Yep.
The educational institutions are failing. The church is failing.
We're not,
And
no
so-
one is protecting anyone.
And so,
Right.
We're just,
yeah. And so what the music does is to reflect the decay,
in the
some
society.
of the decay in society.
Mhm.
And remember, popular culture always has a raunchy side.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It always will.
There's a good and a bad side
It
to
always,
everything.
you know, because people want release. When you come from a society where most of the people are suffering and below the poverty line.
Mhm.
Remember, more than 1 million people squat in this country.
Right.
Mhm.
Whatever reach 3 million yet.
Right.
But more than
More
a
than
million.
1 million.
And instead of getting affordable housing,
Mhm.
we're getting fancy high-rise.
That no one can afford.
That's
Mhm.
no one
No one in Jamaica can afford.
Mhm.
So what you get? What you gonna get when you have that? When people are undereducated,
Right.
when people are malnourished,
Mhm.
you will get mayhem and toxicity.
Right.
You see, that's what you're going to get.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really bad.
It is.
When you think about it, it's eye-opening even more now, you know, sitting here having this discussion, it's even more eye-opening just to, and as I said, even that trend, to know that these are trends that are happening now, that people are literally saying, if you don't hear a Jamaican song that says this, then is it a Jamaican? That's not it. That's not a Jamaican song. You know, it's bad. Like, what can we do? I mean, I know it just takes one person to try and make a change, but, you know, to spread the goodness. But how can we, you know, change that, or start to change that, or make efforts to change that?
I think that would start with the industry, right? The people that are coming in to make new music, the new artists, things of that nature. I think it starts there. And the reason I say that is I feel they have the biggest influence in the
Right.
world, if you think about it, right?
Mhm.
Because everyone listens to music
Right.
from your baby age, middle school, high school, a lot of people, when even their children going through depression, things of that nature, they pick up music.
Right.
So I think it starts with the artist, just like making different choices in your song lyrics and things of that nature. And I think us as a society as a whole, if we are, pushing out that type of content, the positivity content on social media and, advocating for that within the music industry, I think that would be a way to even start talking about it or having that change. Right.
Yeah.
So I agree totally with this sentiment, but also I'd want us to go back a little further. Listen, we have to get the society right.
Right.
We have to start educate, put money into education. We need to put money into health. We need to put money in. Listen, we're building fancy apartments, but where are the parks?
Right.
Where are the where are the gymnasiums? Where's the basketball court? Where's the football field? We cannot just have people pent up in hot environment and there's no recreation. We still have that slavery mentality that we must work hard.
Right.
And there's not named relaxation. That is why we say that the culture manifesting the way it is. People want relief. That's why I love the hit and run, and that's why I love it. Because sometimes after the pressure, all of us,
you literally just want to release.
The release.
Yeah.
You understand? So apart from the artists being more responsible, we need to start consciously as we need visionary leadership.
Yes.
I agree. Yeah.
Yes.
Understand? And when we get that visionary leadership, we will see some of the changes.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop because that's how life is.
Right.
People love mayhem. People love X-rated. Right now, the biggest thing on the internet is still porn.
Even on Twitter, like it's crazy.
Absolutely.
It's on Twitter?
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, this is a global problem because of globalization. The world gets smaller and everything that happens one place happens everywhere. Netflix is everywhere. Spotify is everywhere. So as the news break, everybody knows what's happening and we follow the trends that we are exposed to. So we need some new leadership. We need some awakening. We need an end to the consumerist mentality and the capitalist notion of one set of rich people dominate the majority of us, and then we will see some changes.
Right.
But if we don't get those changes, the culture will continue in this very toxic nature. And so we can't blame the culture alone. We can blame the people who generate the culture, the systems that generate the culture globally.
Right. So we're in agreement and we're hoping that eventually there can be a change. Obviously not tomorrow, but we need to find a way that one person, those 10 people, I don't know, in the industry to try and,
to start
from somewhere. Because if we start from somewhere.
From Jamaican perspective, it has to, we have to go back to who we are and find our real, true identity.
Yes.
When we get the kind of leadership that promotes that, we will see some of the changes.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that was real deep. Thank you both for coming and having this discussion with me. I've been dying to have this discussion with Dr. Howard. For those who don't know, Dr. Howard was actually my lecturer. Legendary, as I said, yeah. So this was real.
She was a very good student.
I hope you guys heard that. So I'm going to take my praises. But this was real, and I hope you guys are watching and trying to make sure we can make a change in the culture. You heard it here. There is a chance for change, guys. And that's it for me, Blair Milan. At Itiswhatitisja on Instagram. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I was styled by Karmen's Collection and accessories by the Alabaster Box.